Hello everyone, myself Vaibhav. I welcome all of you to today's session of Daily Stock, in which we are going to talk about the quarterly earnings of Uber, which is giving signs, which is giving hope, which is giving estimates, which is giving forward guidance that it is likely to turn profitable in the second quarter, in the second half of this year, and that is one key reason why we have seen the Uber stock rally throughout last couple of quarters. It has been consolidating its re- recent gains, and I feel it is much more likely to remain close to the recent high than to give up its gains. And we will be looking at the key reasons why this is happening the way it is happening. Because if you consider the first quarter earnings for the Uber, it has experienced loss. Its bottom line is still in red. And if you go for the year-on-year comparison, there you will see that its losses have deepened, but there is silver lining in the form of its operations turning cash flow positive. Because that is also one key metric. If the company is able to generate enough cash to flow back that cash in business, I think it is in a sustainable financial footing, and it is likely to do well even if its bottom line remains in deep red. So that is what we are seeing in the Uber. Uber has shown that it can grow its business. Of course, profitability is still to be achieved, but it has been able to increase its revenues substantially year over year. Most of its verticals are doing well in terms of growth, in terms of market share, and in the coming quarters, in the coming years, we are likely to finally see Uber being sustainably profitable as well. That is the expectations of the investors as well. Because if you consider the price, the valuation of its stock, it has risen multifold in the span of little over a year. It has gone from sub 20 levels to almost 100, and now it is hovering close to 80 USD per share mark, which is quite an achievement when the company is not really able to generate much of the profit. Still, its valuations remain strong. Its market cap is quite close to the $150 billion mark. That makes it one of the largest company in the world. And if you look at its business presence, it is indeed one of the largest company in the world. It operates in almost all the continents across the world. I'm not totally sure about this, but that is what I have experienced because in different countries I have visited, I have found the presence of Uber. So that is also a real possibility. Now let us go to the fundamental story with this consolidated balance sheet at its investor relations page being available for us to read through. Its cash and cash equivalent remains quite good. It has been able to grow its cash pile from US dollar 4.68 billion to US dollar 5.01 billion, and other assets and liabilities are also evenly matched, and we have this strong balance sheet for the company. We will not really go into the details of the balance sheet. We will basically look into the operation statement, the income statement, the condensed consolidated statement of operations we have for the 3 months ended March 31st, 2024. Here, this revenue figure you can see has shown remarkable revenue growth. Its revenue has gone up from US dollar 8.8 billion to more than US dollar 10.13 billion. That's solid growth which we are observing for the Uber, and its forward guidance also states that this pace of growth is likely to be sustained in coming quarters as well, and that is also going to drive its profitability as its cost, its operational costs are likely to remain on the similar footing, though there is a possibility of some increase, but still its rising revenues are then going to feed into the rising profit. Coming to the bottom line, we have these years, these quarters net profit, which is in red. It is still making losses. It lost $654 million in the first quarter of this year. That is almost four times of the earlier loss of $157 million a year back. But it is being generated on the higher revenue side. And if you read the statement carefully, you will see where this money is going into. The cost of revenue has gone up. The operations and support is also slightly up. There is a decline in the expenses for sales and marketing, so that is a good thing. But then, if you consider cost of revenue, which is a big spending amount that has gone up, so that has impacted its profitability quite a lot. The general and administrative expense is also on the higher side. Coming to the EPS is US dollar 0.31, which is on the higher side. Now let us see how things are on the cash front. The company has been able to generate positive cash flows from the operations. It brought in US dollar 1.4 billion from the operations. That is one heck of a achievement, because if you consider the net income is in red, it's in negative territory. But even in this environment, it has been able to generate enough of cash flow to manage its operations and also provide for the investment and financing outflows, because there has been cash outflow of US dollar 242 million on account of investment activity, and financing activity has taken away another $100 million, leaving the company Uber with its cash of US dollar 980 million has been added to its cash pile, which has now grown closer to US dollar 7.98 billion. That's quite a lot improvement, quite a lot of increase in comparison to the amount it had at the start of the period, where it was at US dollar 7 billion. So this is the story of the Uber's quarterly earnings, which is showing quite remarkable growth in the top line, not that remarkable growth in bottom line. That is one cause of pessimism, but still the market participants are enthusiastic about the prospects of the Uber to generate profit in coming quarters, and that is the driving force behind the recent surge in the valuation. Now we also turn our gaze to the technical side of the story. So this is the price moves of the Uber stock, which we have observed in the last few years. This is the long-term charting where I have utilized the candle period of weekly. I also said in my introductory remark that the stock price of the Uber has rallied from sub 20 levels to almost close to 100, and I think I missed the 100 mark by a wide margin, but still the takeaway is the same, that it has quadrupled in the span of little over a year, and that's a remarkable achievement for any publicly listed big company. In these circumstances, it is simply going into a consolidation phase where it is hovering close to its recent high. It is not really going anywhere, it is not declining sharply, neither it is rising. it is playing in the range, and I think that is a real possibility for next couple of weeks, next couple of months, maybe even few quarters, as I'm not really convinced that there is much room for the Uber to continue to rise from here onward, because the second half's profitability is already factored in, and even if we see substantial profit in the second quarter, in the third quarter of this year, I still feel that we are not really likely to see any strong rally from that point onward, because the market has already factored in these possible increases in the bottom line, and I'm not hoping, I'm not expecting a strong rally from the current levels, but still there is a reason to remain on the bullish side, because there has been strong rally, and unless its recent swing low is crossed, I feel we will do well to continue to trade with the bullish bias. Simply, you have to look for buy and dips opportunity, and as and when there is consolidation, there is correction, and after consolidation, you can think about going in for a newer trading opportunity, newer investment opportunity in the Uber stock from the long-term perspective. As long as it continues to hold and trade above 50, I'm going to be bullish from the long-term perspective in the Uber over next few weeks, next few months. Changing our time horizon to medium term, I have changed the candle period to daily. In the medium term, if we consider its price moves over last few weeks, it has gone into bearish zone after making this high closer to 82 with this price formation, which is giving signs of its fresh swing low being lower than the prior swing low, because we have this recent swing high which is lower than the prior swing high, and that opens up the possibility of it continuing to make lower lows and lower highs in medium term. So keeping that in mind, I feel we should avoid any kind of buying in next few weeks for the medium term. It is going to be a better opportunity for us to adopt sell on rally approach if we don't really see any strong move beyond 75 price mark, and if there is consolidation anywhere in the vicinity of $70, 72 price band, and then the signs emerge that a possible decline is likely, we can go for short sale with the expectation of decline towards 60 or even below that. So that possibility is there for the medium term. Now changing it further to short term, there has been sharp move in the stock price of the Uber after making the immediate swing high at 75. If we go back in the month of June, there has been this consolidation happening in the Uber with these remaining with it remaining in a range bound price manner. It recently broke below this prior swing low, thus giving us a price formation of lower low and lower high. Now, I feel if there is no strong rally beyond 70, 75, 72 price band, as we talked in the medium term, that price band also can be utilized for short term. As long as Uber holds below that, adopting a sell on rally approach is going to be a better thing to do. The only buying opportunity that is to be considered on the long term. But if your time horizon is of just couple of weeks or at the max couple of months, then I feel that adopting a sell on rally approach is going to be a better thing, better idea to work with. The same applies for the short term. But if your time horizon is of couple of quarters to couple of years, then I feel adopting a buy on dips approach is going to be a better idea, better strategy to work with. So depending on your time horizon, you will have to pick and choose what to do and what not to do. So that is always the question, and same applies here. With it, I am now signing off for the day. If you have any query or any idea to share, do write me in the feedback, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time around. Till then.